Conrad and Maeve Harrigan behind bars.
Who the fuck is Alice? I think you're up to something.
Are you questioning my loyalty, Conrad?
No, I would never do.
Welcome to my World Review channel. MobLand Episode 8, titled Helter Skelter, wastes no time. It opens with the chilling aftermath of Brendan's brutal execution at the hands of James and his crew. This wasn't just a hit, it was a message, and it hit every major player like a sledgehammer. Conrad and Maeve sit in cold silence, looking at Brendan's birth date, struggling to process his death. For the Harrians, Brendan was dead weight. But for Maeve, who once considered ending his life herself, the grief is far more complicated. Serafina, shattered by what happened, returns to England, a ghost of her former self, and the tension around her return is thick enough to slice with a knife. What makes this scene even more disturbing is the eerie way James's men treat Serafina. They drop her off with instructions for Harry to tell Kat she owes Jane money. It's not just a random message, it's a subtle power play. James could have told Kat directly, but instead, he forces Harry to do it, reminding everyone that Jane's control reaches deeper than they'd like to admit. It's psychological warfare, and Harry, already burdened by his own failures, is being pulled deeper into a trap he can't escape. At the Harrian estate, Serafina tries to explain what happened during the Ruby transaction. She's visibly shaken, blaming herself for Brendan's death. But Kevin, trying to hold the family together, reassures her. Still, there's tension in the air, because deep down, everyone knows Conrad kept them in the dark. He knew about the bomb in Veron's car. He could have warned them, but he didn't. Why? That question simmers beneath every scene, and we know it's only a matter of time before someone explodes. Maeve, who has always resented Serafina, puts on a mask of sympathy. But viewers can feel the venom behind her eyes. And then something strange happens. Serafina, heavily drugged, mutters something about being number one. Maeve seizes on this as proof. Maybe Serafina tipped off Richie and got Brendan killed. The scene leaves us with a chilling theory that Maeve, in her cold fury, may have murdered Serafina. We never see Serafina again after Maeve takes her away. Just silence, and that silence is terrifying. Meanwhile, the web of deception around Harry tightens. Conrad and Kevin press him about how he convinced Jane to delay Brendan's execution. When Harry mentions Kat Mallister, both men are horrified. Kat isn't just a name, she's a threat. She represents an entirely different power, one Conrad has no control over. And Conrad doesn't like being powerless. Conrad clears the room to speak with Harry alone. What follows is one of the tensest conversations in the episode. Conrad wants answers. How does Harry know Kat? Why would he trust her? Harry, always calm, explains that as the Harrian's fixer, he needs backup plans, exit strategies. And Kat? She's one of those. But Conrad isn't convinced. He asks again, and again Harry avoids a direct answer. He claims to know Kat by reputation. But we can tell there's more, much more. Harry isn't just dancing around the truth. He's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. He's using alliances and rivalries as weapons. He assures Conrad he's loyal, but we see the cracks. Harry is walking a tightrope, and one wrong move could bring everything crashing down. As Conrad tries to secure his crumbling empire, Harry moves quietly, planning his next move. He reaches out to Freddie, Richie's right-hand man, and arranges a tense meeting in a multi-story parking lot, a classic MobLand setting. Kevin tags along, and once again, the name Kat comes up. Kevin knows if Kat gets involved, she's not just helping the Harrians, she's taking over. But Harry sees opportunity. Archie is dead, and Kat is the only one who can make Conrad and Jane sit at the same table without killing each other. The stakes, London's entire underworld. And Harry? He's right in the middle of it. The episode also peels back layers of Eddie's character. He's young, reckless, desperate to prove himself. When Harry confronts him about his relationship with Gina, Eddie tries to provoke him. But Harry doesn't bite. Instead, he gives Eddie his blessing and then twists the knife. He promises Eddie he'll help him climb to the top and then shove him off. That line alone captures the ruthless heart of MobLand. No one is safe, not even the ones who think they're winning. As Harry leaves to deal with more family business, Conrad makes his move. With Harry out of the way, he pressures Jan to set up a secret meeting with Alice, a police officer and close friend. But even this plan feels doomed. Alice might not make it out alive. In MobLand, every meeting could be your last. And while Conrad plots from the shadows, Bella prepares for a secret meeting with Antoine, behind Kevin's back. When Conrad confronts her, she lies, claiming she has a gynecologist appointment. Kevin is suspicious. Everyone is lying to everyone. The tension in episode 8 thickens like smoke before a storm. As Harry solidifies his position with Freddy's reluctant surrender, it becomes clear that the old alliances are fracturing beyond repair. Harry isn't just playing to survive. He's playing to dominate. His cold calculation makes him unpredictable, even to those closest to him. We see this clearly in his interactions with Maeve and Conrad, both desperate to cling to power but unaware of the forces quietly dismantling their empires. Conrad, despite his attempts to control the situation, finds himself increasingly isolated. His paranoia grows. Every shadow hides a threat. Every whisper might be betrayal. His confrontation with Jan exposes the cracks in his operation. Jan's nervousness is obvious, and Conrad's sharp gaze doesn't miss it. Jan is no longer just a loyal aide, he's a potential liability. The police officer, Alice, who Jan is supposed to meet, symbolizes the thin line between the underworld and law enforcement. This meeting could have been a chance for Conrad to manipulate the system. Instead, it risks everything. Meanwhile, Bella's secret meeting with Antoine is a plot twist that shocks everyone. Behind Kevin's back, she's making her own deals, and it's clear she's playing a dangerous game. Her lie about the gynecologist appointment shows just how desperate she is to keep her cards hidden. But lies only work for so long in MobLand. Kevin's suspicion signals the beginning of a new conflict within the Harrian family itself. The episode uses Bella's storyline to show that the greatest threats often come from within. Harry's quiet but firm grip on power grows stronger as he maneuvers the people around him like chess pieces. When he talks to Eddie, the dangerous young gun, he offers a promise wrapped in menace. Climb the ranks with him or fall alone. Harry's mentorship is no kindness, it's a warning. Eddie's reckless loyalty makes him vulnerable, and Harry knows how to exploit it perfectly. At the same time, the return of Serafina looms large, even in her absence. The suspicion that Maeve might have killed her hangs like a shadow over the entire Harrian clan. This unsolved mystery fuels paranoia and threatens to tear the family apart. Maeve's cold actions and Serafina's silence add a chilling undercurrent of dread to every scene. We understand that in MobLand, silence can be as deadly as any bullet. The episode also explores the fragile relationships between key players. Harry's strained relationship with Kat Mallister is crucial. Kat isn't just a side character anymore. She's a wild card who could change everything. Harry trusts her enough to use her in his plans, but the trust feels fragile, almost dangerous. Kat's reputation as a ruthless operator makes her a force to be reckoned with, and viewers feel the tension whenever her name is mentioned. Amidst all this, the emotional toll on Kevin is undeniable. He's caught between loyalty to his family and the harsh reality of their crumbling power. His suspicion toward Bella is personal and painful. It's clear he's losing control, not just of his empire, but of the people he loves. Kevin's story adds a human element to the brutal world of MobLand, a reminder that beneath the violence and betrayal are real people breaking apart. As the episode moves forward, the plot twists pile up. Conrad's attempt to regain control backfires spectacularly when Jan fails to deliver the results he needs from Alice. Instead of securing police cooperation, Jan's meeting fuels more distrust and danger. Conrad's grip on his operation weakens visibly, and viewers can sense that his downfall is imminent. Meanwhile, Harry's alliance with Freddie strengthens. Freddie, who once stood firmly with Richie and James, is now a reluctant partner in Harry's new world order. The tension between these men is palpable. They don't trust each other, but they share a common goal: to survive the coming storm. This uneasy partnership is one of the episode's most intense dynamics. Episode 8 doesn't just focus on power struggles, it also deepens the emotional complexity of the characters. The scene where Maeve coldly confronts Serafina's absence is haunting. Her possible role in Serafina's disappearance isn't just a plot point, it's a chilling reminder of how far characters are willing to go to protect themselves. Maeve's ruthless nature is exposed here, making her one of the episode's most terrifying figures. The episode closes this section with a scene that hints at even darker days ahead. Conrad, isolated and desperate, makes a secret call that leaves viewers guessing. Who is on the other end? What plan is he cooking up? The suspense builds to a fever pitch, leaving the audience desperate for answers. By the end of Section 2, it's clear the game has changed. The old order is collapsing, and a new ruthless power is rising, one that could either save the Harrians or destroy them completely. But with so many lies, betrayals, Episode 8 dives deep into betrayal, the kind that cuts closest to the bone and leaves scars that might never heal. At the heart of this chaos is the unraveling of trust within the Harrian family. Every alliance, once thought unbreakable, now trembles under suspicion and hidden agendas. The episode masterfully paints a portrait of a world where loyalty is a currency, constantly spent and rarely repaid. Maeve's cold, calculating demeanor reveals a woman who no longer hesitates to cross lines. Her quiet but deadly actions around Serafina's disappearance suggest that she is more dangerous than anyone suspected. The theory that Maeve might have eliminated Serafina to protect her own interests adds a chilling layer to the story. This act of ruthless pragmatism shocks viewers, but fits perfectly into the bleak reality of MobLand. Maeve's readiness to sacrifice even family for power raises questions about who she really is beneath that composed exterior. Meanwhile, Harry continues to manipulate events from the shadows. His relationship with Cat Mallister grows even more complicated. Trust is tenuous at best, but necessity forces them together. Harry's ability to control this alliance highlights his cunning. He isn't just reacting, he's shaping the future of the Harrian Empire on his terms. His calm under pressure contrasts sharply with Conrad's rising desperation, setting the stage for a battle of wits and wills. Conrad's paranoia reaches new heights in this episode. Feeling cornered, he lashes out in ways that only hasten his downfall. His decision to keep Kevin and the younger Harrian siblings under close watch shows how fractured the family has become. Suspicion poisons every relationship, even between those who once trusted each other implicitly. Conrad's actions suggest a man losing grip on reality, haunted by the consequences of past mistakes and the fear of what's to come. Kevin's role is central to the tension. He's torn between family loyalty and his own survival instincts. His suspicion of Bella is painful and personal, but justified. Bella's secret meetings and evasiveness mark her as a wild card. Kevin's struggle to reconcile love and doubt makes him one of the most sympathetic characters, even in this brutal world. His emotional conflict adds depth to the episode, showing that beneath the cold violence, there are broken human hearts. The episode also ramps up the violence. The confrontation between Freddie and Harry is tense and brutal, underscoring the stakes involved. Freddie's gun drawn on Harry brings the raw danger of MobLand to the forefront. It's a reminder that in this world, one wrong move means death. But Harry's cool-headed response and the backup waiting in the wings show that he's always 2 steps ahead. The standoff ends with Freddie reluctantly acknowledging Harry's authority, but the uneasy truce leaves viewers wondering how long it will last. On the criminal chessboard, every piece is moving into position. Kat Mallister's influence grows as she maneuvers between old loyalties and new ambitions. Her relationship with Harry is fraught with tension and unspoken threats. She is the wild card who could tip the balance of power, but her true intentions remain hidden. The episode keeps the audience guessing whether she's a friend or foe, or something more dangerous altogether. The emotional stakes rise sharply when Harry confronts Eddie. Eddie's tough exterior hides insecurity and a desperate need for approval. Harry's promise to push him off the ladder once he reaches the top is both a warning and a motivation. This twisted mentorship is one of the episode's most compelling dynamics, showing how power can corrupt even the closest bonds. Eddie's internal struggle humanizes him, turning him from a mere thug into a tragic figure trapped by ambition and fear. Meanwhile, the Harrian family's crumbling foundation is illustrated through tense private moments. Conversations laced with suspicion, silent glances filled with accusation, and quiet betrayals all build an atmosphere of impending disaster. Conrad's orders to Bella to spy on Kevin show the extent of his desperation, and Bella's decision to go against those orders reveals the fracture lines growing wider. The episode doesn't shy away from the dark reality of MobLand. It portrays a world where violence is inevitable and trust is a dangerous gamble. The lingering mystery around Serafina's fate haunts every scene, a ghost that threatens to unravel the family from within. The suspicion that she was silenced for knowing too much adds a sinister edge to the storyline. As episode 8 progresses, the viewer feels the tightening noose around the Harrians. Each character's choices lead them closer to an inevitable clash, where only the ruthless will survive. The tension between old grudges and new alliances sets up a finale charged with uncertainty and raw emotion. By the end of this section, it's clear that MobLand is no longer just a story.